Civilian oversight boards in California will soon have more authority. Governor Newsom has signed a new law giving citizen-led panels access to police personnel files when investigating misconduct. But not all law enforcement groups support the change. CBS 8's Richard Allen spoke with the local assembly member behind the bill who's responding to that pushback. Richard?
Well, that's right. Here in San Diego, this will impact the county's Citizens Law Enforcement Review Board, or CLRB, as well as the city's Commission on Police Practices, granting them access to confidential records of peace officers who are under investigation, access that the district attorney, grand juries, and the state attorney general already have.
It is a huge deal.
La Mesa Assemblymember Lachey Sharp Collins wrote AB 847, legislation that builds on existing law, giving oversight boards like CLRB the authority to access law enforcement personnel files.
I believe that is going to allow the oversight agencies to really do their job.
Currently, these boards are able to turn to the courts to subpoena documents, but requests for personnel files are routinely denied by law enforcement agencies. Sharp Collins says that this legislation will remedy that.
In order for your civilian oversight board to even be effective, they need to be able to have actual access to the documents that's needed for them to be able to hold officers and others accountable.
And while some law enforcement groups, like the Peace Officers Research Association of California, eventually withdrew its initial opposition, other groups, like the San Diego Sheriff's Office, had joined other organizations in opposing the bill.
The existing law already grants access to these records to a number of entities.
Corey Salzillo represents the California Sheriff's Association.
We're concerned about granting deeper or statutory access to these records to civilians who sit on these boards. There's no guarantee they have any particularized knowledge or training on how to interpret and protect these records.
But Sharp Collins points out that under AB 847, privacy will be protected. The personnel records will only be allowed to be discussed in closed session, and board members will be barred from releasing sensitive information to the public. She also says she's already hearing from family members of victims of alleged law enforcement misconduct.
Because they're hoping to get some answers. And so I do think that this is going to be an actual game changer.
And we did reach out to the sheriff's office. Now, they had no comment other than to say that just like any other bill signed into law, the sheriff's office will follow statute. In the meantime, AB 847 goes into effect on January 1st.